Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, March 29th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am aligned in my cosmic responsibility. So, tonight, as I'm recording this, a lot of people have been posting about how the planets are in line in the sky. This is west. And somebody asked if it has any meaning. And besides like the daily astrology and how the planets are bringing you lessons, bringing us lessons, I don't know that there's any extra things. And yet I went outside last night, which the alignment was still happening last night. And I was like, hey, you have anything to share? I took a picture of the moon, which was looking beautiful. And it came through as a feeling. A lot of times my messages come through as a feeling and I have to translate it to words, which is interesting. Or it comes through as a song, which is easier if I know the song. But this came through as a feeling. And I think this is a beautiful time to remember this. What I felt with that planet lineup is a lineup of energies that have our back. It reminds me of like when the Care Bears line up and like do the Care Bear stare and they send those hearts out. It's that kind of thing. Like these planets are like, we've got you. This is a source of good. This is a support for all of us. This is a support that's like, hey, keep going despite the chaos in the world, despite the challenges in the world. You have so much more backing. There's so much more good backing all of us than there is darkness or chaos in the world or whatever that you want to call it. Forces of evil. There is so much more good. Good has already won. Love has already won. And I know that doesn't take the pain and the trauma out of the moments where we see the darkness and the evil surfacing. And yet, we need to remember that because we are not alone in this. And this lineup of planets is like, there is light behind you. There is light backing you up. There is light supporting each and every one of us in our personal evolution revolution that is helping us figure out whatever is going on in the cosmos that we're part of. So take heart. Look up, see those lights that are backing you up, and know that's why I show up and do these daily, because I see by watching this how each step matters and how each step is supporting us if we choose to be supported, if we choose to work with the universe, in essence, and in our personal responsibility of working in and with the cosmos as a piece of the cosmos. So, that being said, we definitely have some interesting energies going on. Today's a little bit chiller, although we're building to some interesting energies on Thursday. We actually are going to have Mars and Saturn meeting up in a trine. And when we have Saturn at play, Saturn is like, hey, this is your responsibility. It can be karmic, but it's a call to show up in responsibility. And let me remind you, this isn't about the shoulds. This is about how do I align in purpose, on purpose, with soul. And Saturn in Pisces is a divine plan, but this divine plan started with the creation of the universe or the creation of whatever it is. And so these energies can go really deep. Your work as Mars and Saturn come into connection is aligning your actions with this larger plan that is beyond this minute and it's beyond this lifetime, and it's recognizing that what you do does echo in eternity. Always. So just keep that energy in mind. And it's not about pressure. What was that? 444. It's not about pressure. It's about showing up in as clear of a space of alignment as you possibly can. And it's trusting the unfolding of this story. So we're building to that. We're also building to Venus connecting to Uranus, which might be very triggery. And yet Uranus is helping us shed these layers, shed these stories that keep us recycling patterns that need to be recycled out instead of recycled inward. This can bring up triggers around relationships, worth, money, pleasure, even being on this planet. So be aware that these energies are coming in. I find it interesting that the yin and the yang are both getting really deep lessons, helping in that evolution, revolution. But doesn't mean it's easy, right? So we're building to that. Today, the moon in Cancer is making the majority of the connections, connecting to Venus and Uranus, building to that conjunction. So supporting in that energy, maybe bringing up some of those emotional energies that we have tied into that. The moon is also connecting to Jupiter and Mercury. We had that conjunction on Monday. It brought a lot of fire. It brought a lot of ire. It can bring up the angst. And yet, there's usually hidden emotions. When we have anger, a lot of times there's hidden grief beyond that. So today is partially about processing some of the sorrow, processing some of the emotional energies. But the cards I have with this, oh my God, when I saw these cards, I was like, yes. I have the experiencing card. And I always say this card is like, hey, there's lessons. These lessons aren't necessarily easy, but they cause so much growth. Allow the experience. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. What you need to feel is expanding you. Look at here. We have the traveling card and we have the chariot, the awareness card. It's expanding you. It's bringing you closer to your truest self. It is part of the transformation. Your tears, your feelings, this experiencing is part of it. Look up to the stars. You are not alone. You are supported. You are being brought to this and through this. Keep this energy in mind. Cancer energy is not easy. It's really not easy when it's in a square, and it's really not easy when we've kind of been through the ringer over the last several years, decades, millennia, whatever, all of that. So, yeah, but how do you show up and take action in your personal responsibility? Not how the world is asking you, but how your soul is asking you to show up. Keep that in mind and listen to your intuition, because your intuition is always whispering, this is the way, it's okay. This is the way, it's okay. So sending you all lots of love. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.